Okay, so welcome everybody on the call today. My name is Danielle West. I am a youth program coordinator with the Southeast Michigan Community Alliance. I've been doing a lot of work to coordinate this Manufacturing Day event this year, and I'm also your moderator for this session. And as such, I just want to make sure if anybody needs anything, to please shoot me a question. And with that, I'd like to introduce the great team of presenters we have today. Today, we are on a session with LIFT. It is operated by the American Lightweight Materials Manufacturing Innovation Institute. It's a public and private partnership between the U.S. Department of Defense, industry, and academia. And it's part of a national network of manufacturing innovation institutes. It's driving the U.S. mobility sector toward the future manufacturing revolution to support our nation's economy and to enhance our national security. Very exciting session. So today, along with the incredible team from LIFT, we have a special guest here from the White House joining us. Welcome, Dr. Alondra Nelson. She is the Deputy Director for Science and Society in the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. So with that, I will hand it over to this incredible team we have here today presenting. Welcome.
Thank you, Danielle. Go ahead, Joe.
No, please go ahead, Dr. Nelson.
So thank you, Danielle, for that introduction, and Joe for having us and hosting us. We're really excited, and I'm delighted to represent the White House and the Biden-Harris administration on this very special tour hosted by the Southeast Michigan Community Alliance and our great friends at LIFT. Thank you all for the work that you've been doing to bring us together and to set up this tour of the Lyft Learning Lab that will happen in a few minutes. I am so thrilled to be joined by so many students from across Wayne County and Monroe County as we mark National Manufacturing Day. Today across America, we're turning our focus to our nation's builders and makers, to people who make everything we rely on, from the shoes on our feet to the glass on our computer screens that we're currently using. The people who help power our everyday lives, who take an idea from a blueprint to something we can hold in our hand. Over 12 million Americans work in these critical roles, pushing our society forward every day. These are good, high-quality jobs that pay well, jobs that are needed now, and jobs on which we will depend long into the future. They're held by your parents and your neighbors, by creative, hardworking people in towns like yours. And I'm here today from the White House with one simple message. These jobs can also be for you. For most of my life, I've been a teacher, instructing and mentoring and guiding extraordinary young people like all of you. So let me tell you a little bit about what I've learned from those years as a teacher. I've learned that the world gets better because people like you come along, see what's wrong, and aren't afraid to try and fix it. I've learned that there will always be a need for people who are inventive and creative, people who ask good and hard questions, and who are willing to follow their curiosity. There's no better evidence of this than the last year and a half, when people across our country have been met with the most overwhelming health and economic challenges of our lives. American manufacturers and manufacturing workers didn't give up and walk away. Instead, they adapted, they innovated, and they made sure that Americans had what we needed to make it through. Never in our history has America needed bright, innovative, thoughtful people like you more than we do right now. People who learn a skill, master that skill, and apply it to making their town, their state, and their society a better place. The secret we never learn in school is that in many ways, none of us has any idea what the future holds. The most interesting jobs of your adulthood maybe have not even yet been invented. The most complex challenges of your lifetime have yet to emerge. But what we do know is that those challenges will require solutions, and that many of those solutions will lie in discovery and curiosity and science and math and engineering and technology and technical and manufacturing skills. So your job, and my call to you this morning, is to be prepared. Your job is to learn now to be builders, makers, tinkerers, so that you're equipped for those challenges when they do emerge. Your job is to get started now, vesting yourself with that expertise, the technical expertise, and pursuing rich experiences that will carry you forward. Your job is to follow your deepest curiosities in this moment so that you stand ready for the day when your community, your country, and the world needs you most. And we're here to help you do that. Across the state of Michigan, extraordinary programs are training students to master advanced manufacturing, from material science and robotics to welding and CNC, including LIFT's extraordinary Ignite program. I'm glad you'll have a chance today to see some of the brilliant projects that have come from that initiative. Across the country, we're providing the resources to strengthen STEM education, infrastructure, technology hubs, and economic opportunities, helping folks to chart a course from training to high-quality union jobs and careers, jobs that pay well, jobs that are needed now, and jobs that we will need in the future. And here in Washington, the Biden-Harris administration is working to expand those opportunities with programs like the Manufacturing Extension Partnership, Manufacturing USA, and initiatives sponsored by the Economic Development Administration. We are making these investments as a nation because we need you, because we need your minds, your hearts, your vision, and your talents. And so we're counting on you, and I hope that you'll pay close attention during today's interactive tour led by the great Joe Steele. I hope that you'll watch carefully when Joe shows you all of the parts of this operation, from the drills to the saws to the training center, and I hope that you'll ask good questions about how all this works. You'll see how one question becomes many, how new interests grow into new skills, and how the seeds of curiosity can flower into a life, a career, a breakthrough, and discovery. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Joe and Danielle, for the invitation to join you all today. And like you, I'm looking forward to now enjoying today's tour.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nelson. We are honored that you joined us today, and I could not agree more with the message you provided to our students, and it really gives us here at LIFT inspiration. So I do want to welcome all the students. Thank you very much for joining us on this Manufacturing Day 2021. We know it's been a strange year, and hopefully next year for Manufacturing Day 2022, we'll be able to bring you here to our facility live and in person for Manufacturing Day next October. But for now, I want to show you the LIFT facility that is right here in Corktown. We are a Department of Defense sponsored Manufacturing Innovation Institute, part of the broader Manufacturing USA network. And we are a public-private partnership whose mission is to drive American manufacturing into the future through technology and talent development. So the talent development is where you guys come in. So we're going to start this way with our LIFT Learning Lab. The LIFT Learning Lab was opened in August of 2019, and we're able to show students through our Ignite Mastering Manufacturing curriculum what advanced manufacturing looks like in the year 2021. There are virtual components of the curriculum, as well as hands-on components that are here. And I want to invite you to speak to Marianne Donahue and Phaedra Winena, who are here in the LIFT Learning Lab working with our students every day. So they get to tell you a little bit about the experience and a little bit about what our university prep science and math high school students go through as they participate in the curriculum. So Marianne, welcome to Manufacturing Day. Phaedra, welcome to Manufacturing Day. Tell us a little bit about the Ignite program and what students can experience while they're here.
So when students participate in Ignite, they actually start with an online platform where they learn all kinds of theory, all kinds of manufacturing background, learn the basics. And then they come to the Learning Lab and they actually work on the equipment. So they take what they learned online, all that theory, and actually put it to use, whether it be running a robot, running a skill box, hooking up learning, or we had students in here this morning who were learning how to disconnect and reconnect all the air hoses, which can be a challenge when the air pressure is actually on. So hands-on, interactive, fun student learning.
And this gives students an opportunity to learn about advanced manufacturing, see what it looks like in 2021. As Dr. Nelson mentioned, there are jobs that are available for students. It takes a little bit of going through Ignite, a little bit of to say, hey, this is something I might want to pursue. This is something I'm interested in. This just kind of gives that foundational level to let them then branch off. Is that right?
And actually touch and feel and do some of this stuff. So if they get a job in that area, they have experience. You don't come in with just, I saw it in a book or I heard about it, but they're actually learning and doing. And sometimes even continuing on to some skilled trades programs in welding or CNC, something they can get a job with.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the hard work you guys do. We certainly appreciate you and appreciate all the students. So teachers out there, call Mary Ann, contact us. We'll learn how to bring Ignite to your school soon.
Manufacturing day.
The most exciting thing about Ignite is our new learning lab is we get to overlook the Lyft highway. So students not only come here and participate in the curriculum, they also have the opportunity to look out the window and see all of the innovative work that our technicians are doing each and every day. We also have after-school programs here. Heroes Alliance is a partner of ours. They are housed here in the Learning Lab, where students on evenings and weekends will come in and build a dune buggy that they'll go race around the country. So not only are we teaching students, high school students, for example, about jobs that are available for them tomorrow, we are also training folks for jobs that are available right now, today, in welding, CNC, robotics, industrial technology, maintenance. We are teaching those students and having them walk away with credentials that are nationally portable, industry recognized. They can go obtain one of those jobs right now today. We have a CNC mill. We have a CNC lathe, so folks can get in there and start cutting some metal, learn how to operate those machines. We have a welding technician training center with the American Welding Society's credentials available, so we can make sure that those folks walk away with a job ASAP and close that skills gap that we know that exists. So there are jobs that are available. If you're interested in learning about how to enroll in one of our classes, CNC or welding, they're free of charge. We are happy to enroll you and get you started on your process. Here is our Lyft machine shop. Any kind of drill, saw, lathe you might need to make a piece shiny, put it together, we can certainly make that happen. Over here is a very unique piece. This is the continent's largest linear friction welder. What is a linear friction welder? Well, you know welding, you're welding two pieces of metal together. This takes two pieces of metal, holds one steady, rubs the other one against it. If you imagine you have 2 sticks of butter, 1 stick of butter, hold it steady, 1 stick of butter, rub it against it. Eventually you have 1 stick of butter, not 2. This is exactly what this piece of machinery does. You can see it put these pieces of metal together. It squeezes out a little bit, you machine that off, and you have 1 steady piece. Just a peek at some of the advanced manufacturing machinery we have available for you here at Lyft that our members work on, our technicians work on each and every day. Come on into our robotics lab. This is our flexible robotics cell. It is big, as you can see. It was big enough. We built it big enough that we can drive a tank in here if we needed to. Do some work on a tank, M1 Abrams, any kind of tactical vehicle that a DOD or military might need to repair or work on. There are all kinds of different TIG and MIG and welding heads that we can put on here. They're interchangeable. Putting pieces of metals together. We are innovating on new materials, new processes, and new systems here at Lyft. And this is just an example of one of the processes we're working on. So follow me. We are a nonprofit organization based here in Detroit. In the Corktown neighborhood, we're on Rosa Parks Boulevard, right between Michigan Avenue and the Detroit River. We're continually moving pieces of machinery around. We are, you'll see some construction going on behind us, but we are always evolving, always looking for the next innovation, the next technique that we can evolve in here. Over here, we have our Metrology Lab. That's where anything gets measured and tested. Anything that's done out here, we can measure it, test it. We've got electron scanning microscopes in here, and we will talk about the digital side a little bit sooner. Here we have John Pio, our Director of Engineering, talking about 2 different processes that we're working on. John, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
We've got students on the other side of that camera. Talk a little bit about wire arc additive manufacturing, and then we'll hop over and talk about incremental sheet forming.
Sure, so wire arc additive manufacturing, we take a robotic arm and a welder. We use some programming to make what's a metal additive cell. So we can print metal and make structures, components, things like that with it.
Excellent, excellent. So it's like additive manufacturing. People have heard about additive manufacturing, but this is taking it a step further. There used to be, plastic, toys, trinkets, a desktop, a desktop printer. This is taking it to the next level. We go big. We go big here in Detroit, as you guys know.
And then this is incremental sheet forming. We like to use robots here. Basically, what it does is it takes a stylus here that's rigid, pushes it into a piece of sheet material until it begins to stretch and deform, and then traces out a tool path. It keeps going around and around and around, stepping down, and making a component like this. Otherwise, would normally be stamped.
Yes, people are familiar with seeing car factories, right? Stamping out doors, stamping out fenders. This is a new process that we can use that we think is more flexible because you can take a robot anywhere. You go take this in the backyard and make a piece if you really wanted to.
Yep, absolutely. This is great for prototyping and all kinds of different things like that, low volume production. So agile manufacturing.
Beautiful. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
All right, keep coming this way. I mentioned we are a membership-based organization. So we've got awesome members around the country, and we want to bring them here to Detroit. So what do we have here? We've got some construction going on, as we mentioned. We got our friends at Siemens building out a digital customer experience. This is where they're going to get to hang out and learn a little bit about how important digital is to manufacturing. We're going to talk about that in just one more second. So they're building this cell out in our facility, which is fantastic. We also have our friends at Kearney that built a digital model factory. So this is where folks can come in, they can learn about automation, learn about Industry 4.0, see how that works, see how that can benefit manufacturing, and in the process, build an electric scooter along the way to see how that all works. So I get to come in here, build a scooter, scoot around a little bit. It's fantastic. One more peek I'm going to give you. This is way back there. You see the Siemens Digital Experience Part 2. This is a two-story installation our friends at Siemens are working on. This is the Customer Experience Center where they get to learn about the benefits of digitization and digital thread through manufacturing from beginning to end. It's still under construction. Our friend Tom is back here from Siemens. He's on site each and every day, making sure that we make this happen. So thank you very much, Tom. We appreciate you. We can't wait to see this thing operating and running.
And then the sixth.
So I'm going to head back to the Metrology Lab real quick. I want to make sure that we have time to get over there and talk to one of our newest employees, Dr. Amber Hazel, who is an expert in material science, an expert in what we call ICME, Integrated Computational Materials Engineering. So we run the gamut here. You see an extrusion press here. If you think about Play-Doh, everyone's played with Play-Doh when they were kids, right? You squeeze it through and come out with an interesting shape. That's what we have, but this is big. As I mentioned, we go big here in Detroit. We also have the Asm Material Science Lab. Unfortunately, due to COVID, it has not been used in a little while, but this is part of the Learning Lab where students come down and learn about material science and part of the Ignite Mastering Manufacturing program. Finally, we're going to head back to the Metrology Lab. Hopefully you guys are coming up with some good questions. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast for you, but we're going to pop in here and see Amber talk about the benefits of digital and how we can make that. Come on, join me. Stay with me. Here comes Amber. Amber, come on up.
Hi.
So Amber, talk to us a little bit about what you do on the digital side of things and how that's important, why it's important to advanced manufacturing.
We model the material structure, how it looks like on a tiny atomistic scale, so that we can understand without having to make it, how it's going to perform in real life situations. What we do in this lab is take a look at those structures that we make to make sure that our models are actually good.
So I was just talking out there about how we go big with some of our equipment, extrusion press, and our flexible joining cell with the big robots. And I said we go big in Detroit. You're talking on an atomic scale. You're talking as small as we can go.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So not always big, but these are big ideas. These are big thoughts that we're getting down into the atoms and seeing how these structures are actually put together. Thank you, Amber. We appreciate you and all of your work. We're going to keep on schedule here and go find Mary Ann to answer some questions. Thank you, guys. All right. that kind of completes the tour. I want to make sure that we have questions, time for questions that are that have been posed. Looking for Mary Ann here on the tour to see if we can answer any questions. Are there any questions?
The first question I would like to ask is, Joe, you had mentioned about getting students started in some of your programs. What is the very first step students would take to begin to get information on how to get started? Where is their contact begin?
Well, you can certainly reach out to us on our website at lift.technology. I know it's a unique website. It does not end in .com or .org or anything like that. It is Lift, L-I-F-T .technology. And you'll be able to find a way to reach out to us directly there. You can also, follow us on Twitter and those kinds of social media outlets, and we'll be able to reach out to you there. But that's the first step. And then once we get your information, Mary Ann will reach out to you and get you scheduled.
Excellent. I think that's very helpful for students to know how to take the first step.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions for us here at Lyft? We're back in the Learning Lab, by the way, so you can see kind of where we are. We are very excited to be a part of the Detroit community. We are very excited to have you here. We are bringing innovative technologies, innovative work here to Michigan that has never been here before. We're working on things like hypersonics. These are things that DoD, the Department of Defense, needs that go really, really, really fast. Mach 5, we're talking 4,000 miles an hour. And so we're working on some of the materials. We talked to Amber downstairs. She's working on the materials to find out how can materials go that fast without melting? How do we join them together without falling apart? So we're working on that kind of innovative work here at Lyft, and we are super excited to be here and excited to have you join us today.
I do have another question that just came up in the chat.
Sure.
And it is a question about salaries. Such an interesting thing for students to find out more about. The question exactly is, what are the base salaries for entry positions?
The base salaries for entry positions, it's a bit of a range depending on where you are in your welding career. I mean, you're talking about an entry level, but there's a variety of welding or CNC operations joining certifications. But you can come out making a good salary, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year right out of school with those kinds of credentials. So it is a good paying job for right out of school, and then you continue to earn additional credentials, learn new skills, and that can only increase to $70,000, $80,000 a year. So you can do that with a little bit of commitment, a little bit of work. Our classes are about 400 hours worth of work. But if you already have a skill coming in, you can speed track that a little bit more and get through a little bit faster. But it takes a commitment. But these are high tech jobs, and we need a little bit more education beyond high school. But once you're there, you are there, and you can earn a really good salary.
Joe, can I expand on that a little bit?
Please.
Just so we have some middle school students in here, and some younger high school grades as well. So, are there CTE classes that they could take that would equal that credential that helps them kind of speed up the process once they are working in there?
That's a great question. I'm going to bring over Mary Ann Donahue from our Learning Lab to help expand on that a little bit more.
Yeah, so students can, if they start, let's say they do like a welding class through their CTE course or through their tech center, they may get certification in MIG welding or like a base CNC knowledge. So when they come to us, they can move through that portion pretty quickly. So what might be 300 hours now becomes 150 hours. Or maybe like if you're a MIG welder, you start out around $20 an hour. If you're a TIG welder, you start out at about $45 an hour. So if they know MIG welding from their CTE class, which is pretty standard, they can learn TIG welding from us. So it moves things a lot faster. We've had students do summer programs here, get some base knowledge, and then go back to their CTE courses and move on and start at the advanced level. So yeah, the CTE courses, everything kind of works together.
We are big supporters and believers of if you already have a skill, you don't need to relearn it. We will help take advantage of what you already know and get you further on down that path even sooner.
Yeah.
I think that's what students want to hear on this call today. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
We are getting close. I want to make sure we get in this other question that's in here. Somebody from Lincoln Park has asked, are there, she said, did you say there are no in-person tours allowed right now?
I did not say there are no in-person tours. We are being very careful with COVID as we speak, but if you can reach out to us, we might be able to host smaller groups. Kind of depends on the status of things and what is going on in a particular facility and how large the group is. We're kind of taking on a case-by-case basis, but we are following the rules. You can see Marianne and I are masked up as we're walking around. We want to make sure we're taking every precaution that we can and keep everyone safe. So just reach out to us and we'll be happy to work with you and figure something out.
In schools, we do allow field trips. I mean, it will have to be smaller groups, maybe up to 20, 25 at the most. But yes, we are having school groups come in and we're hoping to move in to have more open houses again as well. So yeah, just contact us through our website and we can work with that.
Excellent. And Sylvia said thank you, as well as I say thank you, because this is a great presentation for students. What fantastic opportunities there are at LIFT. Before we end this session in just less than 2 minutes here, are there any closing statements or pieces of advice you'd like to give the students on the call today?
Just keep an open mind. I think when you're looking at finishing high school, university is a great option to get a career, but skilled trades are also a really great option. And if you're worried about paying for college, skilled trades is a great way to get yourself a good career without going that in debt. Or another option is get a skilled trade. You can complete it in about 16 weeks, and then you can have a position where you can actually pay for college.
I just want to echo what Dr. Nelson said as well. We need folks in manufacturing. That skills gap is existing and expanding. We want to make sure that what we need here in industry, what we need for our men and women in the military are made here in the U.S. I know we showed you a lot of equipment today, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. We have members all across the country working on innovative stuff, and this is just the start. You start here in the Learning Lab, and then you can end up making awesome stuff with the equipment we showed you earlier as well. So think about manufacturing as a career. We need you. Your country needs you.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Students, presenters, White House representative. What a fantastic presentation. Thank you to everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Students, I hope you get the most out of the rest of Manufacturing Day 2021. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.